How y'all feel about the way the Blake Snell press conference started? Ladies and gentlemen, now coming to the stage, Farhan Zaidi.
Hey, everyone. Good to see you all. I actually just got off the phone with the White House. I called to ask if negotiating 3 deals with Scott Boras in one offseason qualifies you for a Presidential Medal of Freedom. And they said they'd get back to me on that. So that aside, obviously, it's been a really exciting 48 hours for our organization.
That's one of those things that sounded great when you were laying in bed at 8 a.m. and how you're going to start your press conference.
He's like, I got it.
I've done that. I've done that.
Oh, I got it.
And you're like, oh, this is good. This is going to be clever on the show today. This is going to be clever. And then you get out there and you do it and it's crickets. And you're like, oh, my God, what was that?
That's why I love the crossover, because when we start our show, it's like the show already started. We're just like, hey, buddy, what's going on? I'm like, I'm not grabbing a pen and writing an opening line. Can we hear that again?
Hey, everyone. Good to see you all.
Hi.
I actually just got off the phone with the White House. I called to ask if negotiating 3 deals with Scott Boras in one offseason qualifies you for a Presidential Medal of Freedom. And they said they'd get back to me on that. So that aside, obviously, it's been a really exciting 48 hours for our organization.
Oh, my God. Oh, God. That's really embarrassing.
I mean, there's a lot to unpack there in a lot of different ways.
Well, there is.
If you want to get deep, you can get deep there.
I do, actually, for a second.
Not just a flat joke.
No, because, right. Like, everybody's told a joke that doesn't go anywhere. We've all done that. We talk in front of microphones all day. I've had a whole lot of dead fish answers. Like,
same.
Yeah, that's fine. I feel for a guy with a microphone that gets an audience that's not receptive. But there's a lot more going on there. And it did feel like Farhan felt like it was time to blow on the back of his fingernails as he started speaking to the assembled media and therefore the Giants fan base. Like, there was a little "how you like me now" in there. Wasn't there?
Yeah. He was feeling himself after signing everybody. The one thing he did say, I don't know if we have it, that kind of like raised my antenna. Not that I'm going to sit there and break down every word the guy says, but he said something about we didn't think we had a chance at Blake Snell. But all of a sudden this kind of came out of nowhere. And I'm paraphrasing. But like, that's one where if you have the swagger and you have that sort of energy about you that I can't say on the air, that my delivery would have been a little different. Like, this is the Giants, and Blake Snell wanted to be a Giant, and I know why he wanted to be a Giant, because we're the Giants.
Here's the comment you're referencing.
Frankly, somebody like Blake, obviously we stayed in touch, but, knew there were a lot of teams in and the chances were pretty remote. So obviously we're thrilled that we got him in the door, and the door's closed now. Yeah.
Okay.
I think Susan Slusser asked him if they were done. Are you guys done now? Because he, like you said in the handoff thingy,
which
like
is,
you said in the handoff thingy, majigger.
Change all of the production. Let's change the name of that to the handoff thingy.
The handoff.
Dig that.
Yeah, the handoff.
It's a little sensual. The handoff thingy.
The handoff thingy.
Yeah.
You could call it a hand something else.
Anyway, go ahead.
Are you done? Because he had said he's done a couple of times, and that was his response. And like, if you want people to want to come to your place and play for your team, play for your organization, obviously winning's number one. It's not a popularity contest, but there's a chance to exude this confidence that everybody would see nationally that, hey, we're the Giants. And like, what did he say? Like, we didn't think we had a chance?
Here, listen to it again.
Frankly, somebody like Blake, obviously we stayed in touch, but, knew there were a lot of teams in and the chances were pretty remote. So obviously we're thrilled that we got him in the door, and the door's closed now. Yeah.
We're the San Francisco Giants, and we get who we want.
Somebody like Blake.
Or we're going to get who we want.
Like, in other words, right? Somebody, right?
It sounded like they got lucky.
It feels like a school teacher shopping at Bloomingdale's. Like, I got imposter syndrome right now. I can't afford anything in here. What do we, you know what I mean? Like, the chances of me walking out of here with that product, let's be real here. I'm with you. I can't stand that idea. It's literally the thing, if I finally access what has bothered me the most about the last 4 years, is not Farhan's failure to close or even the philosophy and the pinch hitting and the platooning. It's this.
It's a championship organization.
It's this that has bled not only from the front office to the players, but to the fans, to where everyone's cruising around like, oh, we're just the little giants.
No, there's 3 trophies, 3 Tiffany trophies that are paraded around that ballpark to all the suites every game, and people take pictures with those trophies. This isn't a wild card team. This isn't a wild card town. Imagine if John Lynch came out and said, we're going for the wild card this year. Imagine if Farhan's not saying that, so I must. But I think a lot of fans are saying, well, if we just get in the wild card, like this is a championship city with the Warriors, with the Niners, with the Giants, and that's what we should all expect. And maybe we're all a little entitled, and I've gone on that rant.
I know you have. I've liked that rant,
but I like the fact that that's what the fans. I want to play for a team that the fans expect that. I want to play for a team that ownership expects that. Joe Torre in spring training set us all down and say anything but a World Series championship here is a failure. Mm-hmm. And Mr. Steinbrenner is going to get us whoever we want, whenever we want, in order to achieve that. And if we don't do it, it's on us, not on him. So I want that expectation every year. But to kind of say like, well, we're lucky to get this guy and we're thankful he came here. That means that you need that energy, and you know what kind of energy I'm talking about. Like this is a championship franchise with a storied history, with 2 of the greatest players that ever walked the face of the earth, and Willie Mays and Barry Bonds. And growing up a Giants fan, I was aware of that. Even in the bad years, you still found your favorite player because your favorite player played every day, and you fell in love with those guys. You imitated them in wiffle ball. You imitated their stances in wiffle ball. I wanted to be like Chili Davis. I wanted to be like Will Clark. I wanted to be like Robbie Thompson, who was my hero growing up. I wanted to be those guys. And now you have guys that are going to play 9 innings at every position, and guys that kids can attach. There was nothing more. My friend went to a game in Sacramento last year, and my friend asked these 2 little 9-year-old boys down the bullpen, who's your favorite Giant? Mm-hmm. At a River Cats game, but who's your favorite San Francisco Giant? And they couldn't answer the question.
They're like, we don't know any.
But so now, I mean, you got guys that you can wrap your arms around. Like Jung-Hoo Lee is going to be a good player. He's a lot bigger than I thought he was. 6'1", 200 pounds. He's kind of a presence in the box. I think he's going to be a little leadoff hitter slapping the ball over. Right. Everybody loves Tyro. Like this Soler guy swings out of his rear end every single time. Conforto, if they let him play, might shock a lot of people this year. The kid can hit. And Chapman at third base, he made this play on a foul ball by the third base coaching box. Backhand, jump in the air like Jeter, threw a seed to Tyro Estrada at second. Tyro turned it, and it was bang, bang. Could have been out, could have been safe. They didn't call it because it was a foul ball. It was one of the prettiest double plays I've seen on a foul ball because they just played it out. And I'm sitting there going, if that's what that guy's bringing to the party, if that kind of defense, like this is going to be different. Double plays are going to be double plays this year. Ground balls are going to be outs this year. There's not going to be a lot of mystery of guy. Did he play third base in AAA? He didn't even play third in AAA. Now he's playing third here. That's gone. So all these frustrating things that we've seen over the years, since I've been back 2 years, the pinch hitters and the openers and the feature guy and the closer that was signed as a starter, but now he's the 8th inning guy, and guys in the bullpen scratching their head. And I've talked to a lot of them. They were confused. They didn't know when they were going to pitch, how many days in a row they were going to pitch, what their role was. You know your role. You come in here every day from 2 to 6. You know your role. You're ready for your role. You have a routine. You're locked in. And you're very successful at what you do. In any job, if we're fluctuating on a daily basis and we don't know where we stand within the company, we don't know where we stand in the organization, we don't know what our role is, that's not going to be a corporation that's conducive to success. So a lot of those guys didn't know if I'm getting pinch hit for right here. Am I hitting in the 8th? Am I starting today? But I'm in the lineup, but I'm really going to be out of the lineup.
Looking over your shoulder.
That's okay. I know the margins and all that, and you're trying to get matchups, and maybe because of injury or the way the roster is constructed, you're looking for ways to succeed that maybe weren't there. But that's just, that doesn't lead to workplace happiness and having a routine, and it doesn't lead to productivity, in my opinion.
It takes your professionalism away. I mean, you know what you're describing right now. Like I can remember, coaching basketball for the kids when they're like 7, 8 years old or whatever. And You can tell the kids that have the dads who get on them a little bit too much because when they shoot and miss, or if they throw a ball away, their head immediately goes and it looks back. It looks to go find dad in the stands. Like, are you mad? Is that okay? Is it okay what I just did? Oh, shoot. All right, either you're mad or you're acting like you're not mad. Like, I don't know. Like, that's kind of the vibe of looking over your shoulder constantly, not knowing, not being able to have the confidence to be like, I'm going to go out there, and I'm going to mess up, and that's okay, right? Like, I love it when Steph shoots an air ball. I mean, I don't love it when Steph shoots an air ball, but when Steph shoots an air ball, there's no like, oh, crap, that's embarrassing. It's like, I'm the greatest shooter ever, dude. I'm going to shoot the next one from 5 feet further back from that one. That's what you're looking for. That's the comfort and the confidence that you want to try to build. I hadn't even really thought about it much the last few years, but it was very evident the last 2 seasons, especially last year, that guys had their confidence get ripped away. I don't know how you could keep your confidence. You know, you look at a Pajemski and a Trace Jackson Davis right now versus what Kuminga was trying to deal with last year or whatever. And you're like, I get it. Those guys have room to go screw up and it's okay. You're not going to get yanked. Your role's not going to go away. I think that's incredibly important.
Tomorrow you're going to get told tomorrow you're doing the morning show and you're going to talk about computers. And then you're going to get a call tomorrow after the show, probably like at 9 p.m, saying, hey, you're doing the afternoon show the next day and you're going to talk about cars. And then you're going to get a call after the afternoon show on Tuesday. Wednesday, you're going to do the midday show and you're going to talk about, I don't know, the weather. And then tell me how your ratings go and tell me how you perform as a broadcaster, as a host. It's just, you know your role right now.
I'm going to be really bad on the show about cars. I don't know a damn thing.
Same, dude.
Yeah.
I don't care. I have an electric car right now for the first time, and that's a whole different form of anxiety.
Yeah, hit the drip.
Yeah.
Yeah.